Today I'm reviewing a perfume that I'm pretty excited about, specifically Gentle Fluidity from Maison Kurkdjian. And I'm excited about it because this particular brand also made Baccarat Rouge 540, which is an extremely popular, extremely famous modern perfume. Of course, this is most likely nothing like Baccarat Rouge because Baccarat Rouge is a very kind of sweet, spicy sort of thing. This, to the best of my knowledge, is more of a clean, fresh sort of thing. So you can see what the bottle would look like on the inside. This is a relatively modern fragrance. It came out in 2019 and it's a unisex scent. So I'll put some on. I know it's a relatively light fragrance. Okay, so here's the thing. It is light and it is fresh, but it does have this layer of spiciness, which is, you don't really expect it. It's very pleasant. So, according to my note list, there's not really very distinguished top, middle, and base notes. It's more just a general list here. Vanilla, amber, musk, woody notes, juniper berries, nutmeg, and coriander. So, in general, that's a really, really interesting conglomeration of notes because, like I said, it's this freshness mixed with spiciness. Usually you don't mix those two, but that's what makes this unique. So, specifically, the freshness is coming from the juniper berries, and so far, the only other fragrance that I've encountered that had juniper berries was Terre d'Hermès Eau Givrée from Hermès, obviously. That was a very, very fresh, delicious juniper men's clone. And in that video where I reviewed that one, I explained that the thing about juniper berries is that they're so fresh, so just pleasant. They're very, usually you find them in the northern hemisphere, and that reminds me of growing up as a kid. We had big juniper plants out front. Very refreshing, crisp note. And you really get that in this Gentle Fluidity fragrance. This is an eau de parfum, by the way, so it's a higher concentration. And the thing about the juniper berries, they mix really, really well, unexpectedly well, with the nutmeg. The nutmeg, even though there's coriander here, I would say the nutmeg is the stronger spice note because it's just more forward, it's more tingly and powerful. And yeah, surprisingly, the juniper and the nutmeg mixes really well together. Then there's a certain smoothness from the vanilla, very, very light sweetness from the vanilla. Definitely, because it is a unisex fragrance, you're not going to get this big burst of sugary sweetness. It's definitely a very mild, gentle, lightly sweet vanilla note. Then there's also another layer of smoothness, and I imagine that comes from either the amber or the wood notes. And probably the wood notes, because there is a certain dryness, you can kind of imagine the grain of the wood. I like how natural it is. It has a very natural, kind of foresty approach, which I wasn't expecting because, you know, looking just from how the bottle's supposed to look, you would expect more of maybe a fresh linen, crisp, cold sort of fragrance. But this is definitely a different route, a different approach, which I really, really like, because it makes it more interesting. It's more unique, you know, this mixture of notes. I would say the coriander is kind of faint because it's overtaken by the nutmeg. Nutmeg is just a stronger spice. The musk as well is pretty light. You don't really get too much of it. Really, kind of the foundation, if I would say the base notes are the vanilla and the wood notes, and then kind of the middle and the top notes consist of the nutmeg and the juniper. But yeah, it's very pleasant. The juniper really persists. Even as it dries down, it still is there. It's not gonna just disappear in the opening, which I really like. Like I said, it's a very kind of crisp, clean, foresty sort of fragrance. And even though it is a lighter fragrance, I wouldn't say it's too light. Sometimes fragrances are too light and they disappear too quickly and they don't really perform that well. This is, from what I could tell, a really good performer. I would say moderate sillage, moderate longevity, because these notes are generally on the lighter side. They probably won't last as long as, a very heavy fragrance, but still, because of the nutmeg and the amber especially, and even the juniper berries, it's gonna really hold on to the skin, and the fact that it's an eau de parfum, higher concentration, it's gonna last longer than your typical light perfume. So, I would say the longevity is probably 5 to 6 hours, so moderate. And the sillage also is probably moderate, it's not going to fill up the room or anything, but it's still nice, you could pick it out from the crowd, which is what you want, of course, if you want people to notice your fragrance. And the most forward note here is the juniper, which is precisely what you would want if you're wanting something crisp and fresh and natural. And the fact that it's from this particular French brand of fragrance, you're going to get a high quality product. Pretty much all of the fragrances from them that I've tried have been high quality products, really top shelf stuff. So you can't really go wrong there. And in general, it's just very pleasant. I can see that this is a very, very good unisex option because you get these wood notes, the foresty natural notes, then you mix it with a little bit of the vanilla, the amber, and things like that. So you get this really nice mixture. Like I said, it's unique. So I would say this is best for, of course, the daytime because it's so nice and fresh. You could wear this in the evening though, because the nutmeg and the wood notes and the amber give it a sort of unique warmth that makes it good for both the daytime and the evening. So, double bonus. Then you also have the versatility of being able to wear this in warm and cold weather, because the fresh notes make it nice for the warm weather, and then the slightly warmer notes make it good for the colder weather. So this is pretty much an all-purpose fragrance that anyone can use at any point, anywhere, anytime. So it's really good. You don't really have to think about it. You put it on, it's good, and that's it. So that's pretty much what I have to say about Gentle Fluidity. And if you have any opinions about this fragrance, you can always leave those down in the comment section below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.